Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk about mastering your roundhouse kick. First of all, please do not feel discouraged because everybody has different background. People have different types of learning pattern. People are born with different alignment than the other people. So your roundhouse kick are bound to look different from the other people. But there is always room to sharpen our technique and to maximize that roundhouse kick to be an effective, sharp, efficient, and a full forced roundhouse kick that can and maybe one day protect you. And you can actually make it look really good. So let's get into it. Don't you just love the lighting? I purposely move here because the light is so good. So in a roundhouse kick, there are so many things going on at the same time. But a really good roundhouse kick can be assessed with how the flow and the carry through of the roundhouse kick delivers. Different type of martial arts definitely execute the roundhouse kick differently, and there's also the crescent roundhouse kick. But with the simple breakdown, roundhouse kick can be differed to a torque, a chamber, and a release. Let me do that one more time. So there is a torque, which is a turn that becomes force, and a chambering, and a release. So between the chamber and the release, the torque has to transfer properly, and that can be actually challenging. Now first of all, let's break down the torque, or the spinning movement that becomes force. Try to turn or rotate your body. I take this from Taekwondo. I took it when I was like in 3rd grade. We drilled this a lot, and this really helped the torque transfer to become energy. So it is your hind leg that transfers that energy. It is not the spin from the front leg. So your hips will in turn rotate your shoulders in together. So it's tight rotation but anti-rotation also. It's a togetherness of a snap. Now try to rotate and torque forward. Imagine you're trying to throw the momentum of the hind leg, the pushing hind leg forward. And as you go forward, then you can transfer that forward momentum to a kick. Now the next one is a chambering. Chambering is, for me, most likely is the aiming of the kick. A chamber is basically where your knee would want to go. And where the knee goes, the shin bone or the foot will come to it. It will become the target trajectory of your kick, or let's say the axis of the turn of the kick. So if you want to go up, you point slightly up. If you want to go mid, you go slightly flat, or you want to go down, just aim the knee down. Chamber is basically aiming with the lifting leg. And this lifting leg is a lot of mobility in the hip, but it's also flexibility. But they are not dominant one or the other. So they're together. So it is a mobility of the hip, and it is also a flexibility of the groin. So equally left and right, understand where you're chambering, because the chamber will be the point of your kick. Now we learn about the release. So releasing is basically after you aim with your chambering leg, with the knee, with the lifting knee itself, with the dominant lifting knee, you release it. Now many people of course understand roundhouse differently. In Taekwondo, we really lean out towards the kick, but in Muay Thai, there's a little of a torque. The torque is not too much, and the release becomes one snap, like what I'm doing right now. And the chambering is not too much, but Muay Thai's release is huge because they follow through. So different techniques, but still is having the basic principles. Now, after understanding those three, torque, chamber, and release, you have to understand that the energy that you create from your torque has to go somewhere. It has to go around. Let the kick go around. In Taekwondo, as we kick, we drop forward instead of turning around, because they're trying to drill a technique of release, not technique of transferring the energy as a full kick. So after you understand the pattern, then you can transfer it. Many people lock too soon. They lock the hips too soon, and it breaks their momentum, and it's not efficient. You have to let your hips rotate to it. You have to stick out your foot, whatever, Muay Thai, kickboxing, Taekwondo. You have to stick it out and let that power from the torque and the release takes the chamber around. So again, remember the cues that I told you. The torque, a chamber, a release, and the follow through. Hips is put out forward. Hips is released, and the body comes with it. The body comes with that chamber. So if you still don't understand where the release comes in, as you chamber, you try to snap your leg, right? And that snapping comes in one motion with the torque and creates that turn. And the turn should be effortless. So as you kick, remember to always compose yourself to the fight stance again. So as you turn, go back to it, go back to the stance, switch to the other side, switch to the left side, and keep that rotation. Make your body understand that a kick is a release of energy. A kick is not just you throwing something out and just hoping for the best. Now, this is just a fine tuning here. If you're trying to aim a kick in front of us, like so, it's simply putting your feet forward and just slapping it. But if you're trying to go through the opponent, you have to imagine you are going through the opponent. I understand your opponent is in front of you, but try to imagine it slightly to the side. This will help your kicks channel the torque a lot more better. And it will release it with full-on blast. Remember, a kick is a release of force. You have to throw that force somewhere. It could be a hook, it could be a jumping back kick, it could be anything. You have to go through the opponent to make sure that the force itself do not stop in you, but it stops in the turn. As the turn finish, your kick finishes. So there is no inefficient kicks that are thrown. Now again, the stance. Regardless what martial arts you do, you can do Silat, you can do Muay Thai, anything. The efficient way to kick is always kicking through. Okay? Kicking through and composing yourself to the stance, to the fight stance again. Load in your back legs and try to make sure that you are in a full on torque motion. And as you release, that energy circles around fully without having you breaking that chain of turn. So you're not throwing away energy. As you load, you kick, you turn, and you flow consistently. So that is my tutorial for a roundhouse kick. So go, get out there, try out your roundhouse kick, experiment with different techniques. Take my steps, take my tutorial, and transfer it to whatever kind of technique that you want to try. We are all on the same page in martial arts. We're trying to get better, trying to be better for ourselves and for the people around us, so that we can up and teach and share with everybody. So don't forget to enjoy your training. It's not supposed to be anything demanding or hard. It's supposed to be something enjoyable. Okay? So try it out, rep it out. Roundhouse kicks are actually kind of tough to master, and you have to really sink your teeth into it to make sure you get it. But once you get it, it's just a joy to throw in a punching bag. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. It's an amazing journey. Share this video, like this video, and I'll see you on the next tutorial, series, vlog, whatever it is I'm trying to make. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for all the support. See you guys real soon.